guys, Flourish here. So we're gonna start by saging up the place, and I want to let you guys know that today's video is going to be based around vulnerability, and I'm going to be sharing my vulnerable parts with you guys today. Spirit led me today through dreams, downloads, my own personal reading to share this message with you guys today. So I hope it resonates with somebody, and I hope that you get a feeling of who I am today, even more than I've been showing you in my past videos. So first, let's start off with the affirmations. I have the courage to be vulnerable. I have the courage to be vulnerable. I feel like me when I'm happy. I feel like me when I am happy. I am willing to know the truth. I am willing to know the truth. Yes, I am safe. I am grounded. I rise up. Okay, guys, let's get into it. So, first, I want to say to you, if I didn't tell you before, my sun is in Sagittarius. So, with my sun being in Sagittarius, it shows up as my gifts. I'm very gifted with abundance and warmth, energy, and positivity. I'm a very positive person. If anybody knows me, they will let you know that I'm filled with positivity. I'm always, even if somebody's in a dark space, I'm always trying to uplift people, even when they don't want uplifting. A lot of times, some of my family and friends, they kind of be like, girl, I'm not in the mood for that. Like, I want to be feeling my feelings right now. Just leave me alone. But being me and who I am, I'm still going to always try to be like a positive light and force within your situation and try to uplift. Sometimes I could get, negative feedback and outcomes from that. My ascendant is in Leo, which means I am naturally happy and confident. I naturally show up the same way I show up in my videos. I'm very transparent and honest with you guys. This is who I am. I show you exactly who I am. My moon now is in Gemini. So with the Gemini moon, I process my emotions in a intellectual way. So what that means is I think so much. I think so much. I sometimes I go over and over and over with my emotions to where it can lead to negativity because, having all that fire in my sign, sometimes I can be a petty Betty. I'm not even gonna hold you. I can be a petty Betty. So there's an experience that I wanted to share with you guys today. I'm a type of person that I wear my heart on my sleeve. If I meet you, I'm gonna just show up in love. That's who I am. That's who I've always been, even as a child. And with inner child healing, I realized that sometimes I don't like that feeling of vulnerability. I don't like showing up as myself and somebody not receiving me in a genuine way, thinking that maybe I have ulterior motive or things like that. That's not me, guys. Like, I'm very transparent. I'm very genuine, and when I show up as such, sometimes I expect people to show up exactly like me. So when they don't, it disappoints me, and my feelings get hurt, and I might get reserved, and I will pull back. I had an incident about a month ago where I met somebody. I was mingling with them for maybe, I'm gonna say, maybe 3-4 months, and I showed up as myself. I wore my heart on my sleeve. I was very open and honest with this person, and I think the Leo in me, the person might have taken it the wrong way, and I think I'm not even going to say taking it the wrong way. I think they sort of might have envied my light. And what I mean by my light, I said my sun is in Sag, my ascendant is in Leo. I show up gifted. I show up talented. I show up with that energy, with that warmth, with that compassion, and that confidence. and sometimes people perceive me the wrong way. So I just want to let you know that I had a spiritual reading literally a month from today by an elder, and she warned me about this person, and I had to pull back. I had to pull back with the warning. It was very serious, and the elder told me straight up. So I just wanted to share this with you guys because I wanted to share and let you know that I'm ready and willing to be vulnerable, and I want to know that you guys are ready and willing to be vulnerable with yourself. So let's get into this reading. And my reading today really was beautiful for myself. I learned a lot, and Divine gave me a lot of guidance about how to handle my vulnerability moving forward. I actually learned that I'm definitely growing in an amazing way. My expansion right now is amazing and abundant. Oshun is guiding me in an amazing way. I just wanted to let you know that as well. Me personally, my dream, aspiration, imagination is to be and show up as Oshun throughout life. Oshun is patient. She's beautiful. She's just all that you want to be. Like, she's not a petty Betty. I want to work through my shadow work to be my best self. So I wanted to share this with you guys today, and I want to get into this reading to see what divine messages is for you guys and how you can show up and be vulnerable in a transparent, loving, compassionate way. So let's get into it. I'm happy, and I'm feeling good today. So let's go. Let's see what y'all reading's going to come out with and show up. Let's go. Divine, please send messages to my subscribers. Whoop, there we go. And let them know how they can show up in a vulnerable, compassionate, loving way, in true form and transparency. Ooh. Let's see. Let's go, guys. I'm pulling the 5 cards, so we already just have them pulled out, so that when we get into the reading, we don't got to stop and shuffle again. Let's go. All right. So the first card was the Sekhmet, Wounded Healer. So for me, with this card, right when I see it, Sekhmet is showing her breast. So she's revealing, she's naked. So for me, in that message I'm receiving, it's time to be vulnerable. It's time to show your true self. You don't have to hide any parts of you. Show up and show out. With the Eye of the Horus in this reading right here, that means protection. So for me, it's saying you can show up as yourself. Know that you are protected. You are protected by your guides and spirit. So don't worry about any of that. Don't worry about anything. Also, the moon here is, for me, is showing emotions. Sometimes we can be stagnated in our emotions and we're not handling and dealing with them correctly. And it's time to be mature. It's time to be mature. Show up for yourself. Show up for the people around you. We all have things where we feel vulnerable, we feel taken advantage of, we feel hurt or harmed, but it's okay to feel those feelings, but we just need to make sure that we're executing those feelings in the most positive and mature way. We don't have to be petty Betties. Like I said, we don't have to be petty Betty. We can handle those emotions in such a graceful and elegant way where we don't have to show up and show out in a negative form or fashion. So the number for that was 15. Let's get into that. Y'all know how I do. Let's get into it. Number 15, your changing thoughts are changing your life. Align your awareness and energy with thoughts that lift you. So back to what I said. When you have those feelings, align those feelings with a positive way that uplifts you, not something that's going to hold you down, that after you have those negative emotional reactions, you then feel guilty after, you then feel embarrassed, you feel low frequency. You want to always make sure that you're vibrating at a higher frequency. So to do that, you need to show up in a joyful, loving, and peaceful way. You need to show up in your divine state of mind. You get what I'm saying? Let's go. That first card was beautiful. Let's get into the reading of the book. Y'all know how I do. Let's get into it. So, the guidance of this message is heal thyself. Everyone gets your best except for you. You are a healer among your tribe. Stop putting your needs last. When did you decide to become a martyr? Take a breath. Wounded healers hold sadness, rage, and fears of brokenness. Don't be broke. Don't be broke. We in a healing process. We trying to elevate into healing energy. We don't need that negativity. And what rage and frustration bring is negative energy, low vibrations. We don't need that. We want high vibrations. Being a warrior wasn't a choice for our beloved foremothers. They did the best they could. But being a goddess warrior for us is knowing that we have the choice not to fight all the time. We have the choice not to fight all the time. Don't fight your emotions. Don't fight your feelings. Feel them. Feel them. Don't suppress them. Feel them. That's the best way into dealing with them. That's the best. And then if you feel like you're not handling it, call on guidance. Call on guidance. That's what I did. I was feeling some type of way, and I called on my spirit guides, and they came through with the abundance of the messages, and that's what brought me here today to bring these messages to you. So feel those feelings. They're going to help you to elevate and evolve. Deep dive questions. What are your swords, the weapons you use to fight? Think about your reactions. What are the weapons that you may need to tuck away because they're not showing up as your best version? Take time to process that. What are the weapons that you use to fight when you're in your emotional battles? What are the weapons that you show up as? When you feeling vulnerable, how do you react? And what are your shields? The way you defend yourself. How do you shield yourself? Now, like I said, sometimes back in the day, my unhealed self, if I was feeling vulnerable, I'm going to make you feel vulnerable. That was you got me feeling this way. I want you to feel exactly how I want it. But I'm not on that type of time no more. I'm feeling what I'm feeling because that's me. That's my fault or my purpose to be feeling like that. And I need to figure out why I need to get out of that. It says, dare to lay the burdens down along with your swords and your shields. The message and the declaration is, it is safe to put myself first. It is safe to feel those feelings. It is safe to work through those feelings. Even on an intellectual level, like my Gemini self, it is safe for me to sit there and think and think and think. But I don't let it overcome me or overtake me and have me, moving in a nasty, negative, low vibrating way. I'm going to always show up in a high vibrational way because I want to keep evolving and I want to feel good. I want to feel happy, at peace. I don't want to be sluggish and like, oh, I shouldn't have did that. I regret that. Damn, that was messed up. No, I want to show up and show out for divine. Yes, let's get into the next card. So the next card was Medusa. So for me, whenever I think about Medusa and the snakes, I think about how her story was misled. Her snakes wasn't really snakes. They were locks, and they just weren't understood. But being that this picture is revealing snakes, we have to think about snakes in a healing way. For me, when I think about the snakes shed. Their skin sheds. So that's changing all the time. That's a symbolism of change, of being able to, transform. So let's think about Medusa right now. And this card, even this, it says rage, right? If you have had anger, frustration, misguided behavior, you have a chance to transform that. You can shed that old skin and you can create new transformation for yourself. You don't have to show up as that person anymore. You can change up your emotions. You don't have to be that person anymore. So let's think about snakes some people think snakes are symbolic for like evil. Sometimes they can be. And in this reading, I'm not getting that message. I'm getting it's time for change. Let's transform our rage into a positive rage. We're feeling the anger, but we're working through it and figuring out the best way to handle it. You get what I'm saying? All right, so that number was 23, so we're going to get into it. You are being guided by ascended masters at this time. Trust that the path you are on is perfect for your current situation. So whatever your current situation right now is the right situation for you. It's transformation. It's a new life. It's a new change, new abundance, new prosperity. Let's think about it in a whole positive light. That's what that card was for you. It's equaling up to change in your life, changing your behavior, changing your actions. Let's go, Spirit. Let's go. Let's get into it. All right. So, take a breath. Close your eyes and put both hands over your lower abdomen. Tune into the part of you that feels out of control. So if you're putting your hand in your lower abdomen, you already know that divine is sending you messages that you possibly need to be working on your sacral chakra. You possibly need to be working on your confidence and your worth and your gut intuition. So let's do some sacral work. Flood it with loving, healing, golden light. Let's go back to my sacral video and you can figure out how to do that sacral work. Now put both hands over your heart and do the same. You have a right to full range of emotions, including anger. Sacred rage inspires us to run for office, lead protests, and shift policies. But unhealthy rage can devour your very soul. Get clear on what is really happening. Allow yourself to feel your feelings to see the truth. Just because you feel threatened does not mean you are being threatened. So, you see how they said there is a such thing as healthy rage. People that run for office, people that are leading protests to fight against wrongdoings, shift policies. So you have a right to your rage. Just make sure that you're showing up in a healthy format. Make sure that you're protesting for yourself in a healthy way. So you can be angry about wrongdoings to you, but just make sure that you have a positive way of protesting for yourself. Yes. The declaration for this card is I have a right to feel my feelings. I have a right to feel my feelings. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. The next card was Mott. I explained this card before, but I'm going to tell you again. Giving and receiving means equally receiving the same love, abundance, prosperity, guidance that you're putting into others or putting out into the world. You're supposed to be receiving that same energy within your surroundings, within your circle, within your any way that you could think of. Receiving love, receiving compassion, receiving gifts, receiving abundance, prosperity. Whatever you're giving out, that's exactly what you're receiving. So we can even look at this as karma. We can even look at this card as karma, because what you give to the world, you're going to receive back. Don't expect to give nothing or give little and you expect so much back. You have to think about karma. You have to think about that equal balance within your life. The number of this card was 10. You are uniting your energy with that of God. Trust that the signs you are seeing are direct communication with the divine. So whatever you're receiving right now in your life right now, whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with, just know that it's divine messages, and you need to take that time to reflect. Take the time to reflect on those messages that you're getting. Reset your harmonic balance. You are out of alignment. The sacred scales command you to give and receive. If you receive without giving, you are selfish and out of alignment. If you give without receiving, you are stuck in martyrdom. and out of alignment. So give time, give money, give service, give resources, and give good vibes. If you are a generous giver, cultivate a practice of receiving. Receiving is a sacred feminine principle that makes many uncomfortable. Receive compliments, receive joy, receive support, receive pleasure, receive friendship, receive money, and receive love. They are all the same to spirit. The goddess declaration for this card is, I give easily and freely, I receive freely and easily. So I want you guys to know that don't expect that you're giving so much and you're not getting back. Or don't expect to get so much and you're not giving back. Let it be equal. Let it be balanced. That's how you show up in your vulnerable way. You be balanced. You know that life is, is a revolving door as far as karma. Because if you give out some bad energy, you're going to get bad energy. So let's show up in a positive way. Let's let our light shine. Let's love each other equally. Let's just show up in abundance. Okay, the next card is self-sabotage. So for me, the snakes are showing up again in our reading. So it's really imminent to me that right now we're in a time of change. We're in a time of change. You see that shining bright moon? We already know anytime the new moon comes, it's something new occurring, some transformation or something that we're dealing with emotionally or physically. So this right here is telling me that we are changing. So let's change in a positive and effective way. Let's not still keep stagnant and complacent in the place where we're at. Let's know that we're always supposed to be changing and moving with time and evolving. We're not supposed to be, like decreasing or deflecting or not, not showing up, not being ourselves, not being beautiful, not flourishing and blossoming like flowers, like the flowers that we are. You know what I mean? When you think about nature and you think about earth, I think about trees, I think about flowers, I think about plants and things like that. They're changing all the time. Their colors change, their textures change. Sometimes during the fall, we know leaves fall off. We know flowers, once you take them out of their roots, they die. Things change all the time. Change is a positive thing. Change is not negative. And I will be honest with you. I remember as a child, I didn't like change. I used to want, if I had fun doing something or going to someone's house or at an adventure or an event, I always wanted to show up and experience that experience all over again. I didn't understand change, but now as an adult, I do understand change. We need change. Change is effective. Let's get into it. The number for that card was 24. Angels are shining a light of harmony on you and your personal relationships. Any conflicts are now being resolved. Any conflicts that you had are now being resolved. Do not self-sabotage. Do not handle things in the most negative possible way that you can. Show up in love and show up in light. Show up in peace. Show up in joy. Because when you show up in negative ways, that doesn't affect the other person. I just want to let you know that affects you. That affects you. It shines a certain light on you where you're seen in a certain way that you probably don't want to be seen as. If you thought about it, you probably be embarrassed or disgusted with yourself. So let's not disgust ourselves. Let's look at ourselves and say, wow, I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of you, brother. I'm proud of you, sister. I'm proud of you, God. I'm proud of you, goddess. You know what I mean? Let's show up in a way where we would look at ourselves and be like, wow, that's what's up. All right, so you are holding parts of yourself from your blessings. What ancient pain are you trying to stuff down, numb, ignore, or avoid? What does your self-sabotage help you to avoid? What is the self-sabotaging behavior that we're holding on to, helping us to avoid? I feel what this reading is all about is helping us to avoid feeling vulnerable. But with feeling vulnerable, that's expansion. That's growth. To be vulnerable is so strong, and it's filled with strength and, warrior like behavior. To be vulnerable, your inner saboteur is clever. Seductive patterns of behavior block your path and your power. Distractions, addictions, cravings, and unhealthy habits will not bring you your best. Your inner bully is the voice telling you you messed up, the part of you that is jealous, the anger you don't know what to do with, your stuck inner procrastinator, and your toxic relationship choices. Your inner bully, that part of you that comes with the negative. Oh yeah, look, she thinks she's better than you, or oh, he thinks he's better than you. Oh, look at him over there. I'm always struggling, and look at how abundant he is. That is your inner bully. That is your inner voice, and also some people call it your shadow. Don't allow your shadow to overcome you and to dim your light. We are all spiritual beings. Don't don't negate yourself and think because somebody may be in a different place in their life than you that they're doing better than you or they're better than you. We are all moving in divine time. We are right where we're supposed to be. But the thing is, are you where you're supposed to be and learning from the life lessons and the challenges that we all face? Or are you sitting there dwelling on what you don't have and what somebody else has? Stop self-sabotaging. You are right where you're supposed to be, perfect timing. You are blissful, filled with blessings and oncoming blessings. But if you blocking that with that negative behavior and that shadow is overcoming your light, you're not going to be where you're supposed to be. You're going to stay right where you're at, and you're going to be with the negativity, and it's going to eat at you, and it's going to provoke you to be even darker than you probably already are. So to get to that light place, you need to vibrate higher. You need to understand that you don't need to be jealous or envious of anybody else. You need to be who you are and transform into who you're supposed to be. Step Stop terrorizing yourself with broken promises of discipline. Instead, choose devotion to your chosen pathways. It says, don't don't stay stuck. Don't let your relations turn into these toxic relations that you chose to have because you chose to be dwelling on things, in negative ways and negative lights. Turn those negatives into positives. If you see that a relationship is not working because maybe you're jealous or maybe the other person is jealous, pull back, fall back. It's not for you. Maybe you guys can reunite at a later date, but right now is not the time. If you see or feel those type of feelings, it's time to just chill on that. Because when you think about a circle, you think about positivity, you think about support, guidance, people being on the same vibration, people showing up in the same way. Just like it said, giving and receiving. You want to have a circle where you guys are giving and receiving equally, where the balance is there. If you have toxicity, you have jealousy, you have envy, that is an imbalance, and that will block blessings. Yes, spirit. Let's go. All right. So the last card was live out loud. Live out loud. When I look at this card, I automatically think about a tribe. I think about people celebrating. I think about people enjoying each other. I think about dancing, laughter, cultural, a cultural ritual of some sort. So for me, the reading is leading up to, if we allow ourselves to be healthy and vulnerable, I should say vulnerable in a healthy way, what will come will be a tribe, a spiritual tribe that will be surrounded by you, that will show up in your life in all different ways. You'll probably meet people, you'll probably engage with different people, strangers. It would just be an abundance of just culture, abundance of spirituality, abundance of a community, abundance of a circle building and getting stronger. You know what I mean? Live out loud. Be vulnerable. Be yourself in a positive way. Show up like divine. And you, in divine timing, you will recognize what a tribe is. You will recognize what divine timing is, divine perfection. Um, you just feel that spiritual guidance. You'll feel that spiritual essence when you have your right circle. When you feel those right people around you, you'll know when it's right. The number for that card was 31. Saints and masters are working closely with your prayers and intentions at this time. Know they are doing their best to help you. Saints and masters are working closely with your prayers and intentions at this time. Know they are doing their best to help you. So let's set those pure intentions. Let's ask divine for what it is that we need within our community, within our tribe. Know that when you show up and you ask him for guidance and support in that level of spirituality, you can be nothing but abundant, nothing but a prosperous being who would just be the light would just shine on you, through you, within you, around you. That's all you will attract. You will attract other vulnerable beings that are blissful in spirituality, that are thriving, that are on the same level as you, ready to show up and show out for you and with you just as much as you. Express yourself. You have something to say. Share your voice and your magic. Express your you-ness. The way you express yourself won't make everyone happy. That's okay. You are not meant to. Living out loud and self-expression looks different for everyone. For outgoing extroverts, self-expression may mean dancing on tables and screaming your points of view. Introverts may speak out in other ways and save the louder parts of their personalities for loved ones. The declaration is, I am free to express myself fully. Let me tell y'all, this was a beautiful message. It said extroverts are going to show out. They're going to dance on tables. They're going to be outgoing. They're going to be them. That's me. I'm an extrovert. I have times where I can be an introvert, where I do want to be alone, but for the most part, I show up as an extrovert. Listen, let's love ourselves. Let's show up as our vulnerable, transparent, and honest selves. Don't allow anybody to make you feel less than because you're not on the same level as them or they're not on the same level as you. Be vulnerable. Be you. Love who you are. Don't allow anybody to dim your light. Listen here. I hope this message resonated with y'all. I love y'all. Have a beautiful Thursday.